Hi again then guys, and welcome to another installment of the News Roundup, in particular talking hypercar news once again, and of course recently we discussed the very controversially styled Bugatti 110 as an homage to the EB110, which incidentally is more powerful than the Chiron as well, so it's not just a visual design, it has 1570 horsepower. That, in part, has been carried over to a new Bugatti. This particular version of the Chiron is a Longtail, and although I am not a fan of the Chiron in really any of its forms, I just like the visual design of the Cento and that's about it, a Longtail Bugatti will always catch my attention. That's very cool, and it's not something which they've exactly done a lot. And the Longtail seems to be kind of becoming a trend again, with McLaren doing it, Bugatti doing it, and doubtless others will too in the future. But this car is very important, and I think it was a very smart move for Bugatti to do this now, because this version is officially the fastest street-legal, factory-built car in history. 304 miles per hour. Whoa. That is a very impressive speed. They did away with the active wing. As I said, it has that Longtail design instead. It's also running up around 1570 horses, just like the 110 is. So what an incredible car. Now, of course, technically, it's not going to have the production car record for similar reasons why the Supersport never should have in the first place, because it was a limited run version, not a full production car. This one, of course, Guinness won't make the same mistake twice there. This is not a production version. It is very much so a special, still a factory built one, still road legal, so of course it still has that on its side. But I think that the main reason why this is a cool thing for Bugatti to do now, apart from it not officially holding the record, but still having a record in a sense, and certainly bragging rights, is because of a certain car called the Tuatara, coming from SSC, a car which has way more power than this, over 1750 horses, and I think will probably also hit 300. Maybe even more. I would not be at all surprised if that beats Bugatti, which would be a very interesting little replay of what happened over a decade ago when the Ultimate Aero beat the Veyron the first time. Personally, I'm a huge SSC fan. I'm looking forward to seeing what the Tuatara can do, but then also you have the constant threat of stuff like Hennessy, with the forthcoming Venom F5, and based on how quick the GT already was, that will be rather quick, let's say. And of course, let's not discount the ever-present threat from Koenigsegg, because Koenigsegg have beaten multiple records, built incredible, groundbreaking cars in terms of technology, not just pure straight-line power. But the interesting thing about this Bugatti as well, and this is something which a lot of people do not know, and that's why I want to discuss it here, is actually it's not the first car of its kind to do 300. It's not even the first road car to do 300 miles an hour, and that, I think, is important to know, and to give the real credit where it's due, not just to Bugatti, because they did do 304, which is technically the quickest, but 6 months ago, a Ford GT was the first street car to do 300, a heavily modified Ford GT of the second generation, so around the 2005 shape, hit 300.4 miles an hour. And I believe it did that in a standing mile, which is pretty insane, or something like that. It definitely did 300.4, I don't recall if it was in a mile, but incredibly quick machine. As I said, it is a road legal car still, so technically that one did do it first 6 months ago, so don't let that get overshadowed. But Bugatti did beat it, no matter what, at 304. Incredible performance. I love the fact that it's a Longtail. Definitely the kind of car that many of you will be aware of anyway, but for those who aren't, it's kind of important. And I would say that regardless of your personal feelings toward the Chiron or the Veyron or Bugatti in general, you've got to hand it to them. They do what they do very, very well. And I think that this is a perfect example of that. Ultimately, it will be interesting to see, will SSC beat them? Will Hennessy beat them? What will Koenigsegg do in response? Because it's always been a heated battle between those four in particular. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this, and it just goes to show that the top speed race is by no means over. It's literally faster than ever. So overall, that's it for this news. Of course, stick around on the channel for more, and tell me your thoughts down below. Do you think this is cool, and do you like the car with the Longtail design as well? I think for me, the only thing I don't like about the car is probably the livery. It's a little bit lazy. Just the black with orange. They could have at least done something a little bit super sport-esque, but maybe that was the idea. Overall though, that's it for the news. As I said, stick around on the channel for more, and for now, as always, thanks for watching.